Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin from Florals.com and today I have another process video for you all. Now I know it's March, but I still have some February layouts to share, so I hope you guys don't mind. This one was one of my favorites that I ended up doing at the very last minute from February, so that's why it's kind of spilled into March here. But you guys probably saw this in my How to Kill a Kit with Style Kill a Kit video at the end of February, and some of you are excited to see the process video to see how I went through and created it. So here is where that all started. I wanted to really use this Pebbles designed paper. Now this is the cheap version, again from Michaels, so I had to be very careful with it. There were some pieces that did not cut very well with my 2-inch circle punch, so just be aware of that if you plan on buying these. I don't like using them for background papers, but I do like using them for supplemental papers though. Also in this page kit, besides this cut apart sheet, was the beautiful Cane Company like raspberry colored paper with that odd floral, I don't know what kind of print that is, but I'm going to call it floral. And I also had one of those cheap papers, but it's a wood grain paper. I paired these two together mainly because that wood grain has a lot of pink undertones in it, like a lot. I don't know if you can tell on camera. And I do apologize for this lighting. It's not really working as well as I had planned during my move, but I hope you guys are okay with that until I get my lights here. But I want to put these circles on the left-hand side of the layout, sort of like a line. And if you guys saw my card, for my card concoctions in episode 2, I did a similar layout on that card where there were a number of circles lined up on the left-hand side, and then the main element was on the right-hand side of the card. So I'm kind of inspired by that to do it again. So I hope you guys enjoy this idea and maybe try it out yourself. I don't know what to call it. It's just, you know, layering items, so do as you please. And then I really wanted to work on finishing off this Jen Hadfield sticker set, which I did not, but that's okay. And what I'm going to do is just simply gut this raspberry paper because I want to use it as a layer under my photos, and this is the only one I have. And then I will attach the wood grain paper on top of that, and then I'll get to creating the whole layout. So let's dive right in. So once that's gutted, I am going to make sure my wood grain paper is okay and adheres right onto it. And this is a little bit different than normal. I didn't have to trim all the sides of the wood grain paper. I only trimmed one side so that there's only a border on the two left and right edges, which is something I don't do often, but I really enjoy it when I do it. Next up, I'm going to start working on the layering behind my photos. Now I want to keep this fairly simple, and since the items I'm working with, the punch outs, have a cream base to them, a cream background, I felt comfortable using a cream background pattern papers for behind my photos. So I pull out that My Mind's Eye Yes Please paper pad and work with that. Now you'll notice that I did change the order of the circles on the left hand side. I did not mean to do that, I just could not remember how they looked before. And it works out fine in the end. I'm not really particular about the year being in order with like the gray, the black, and the cream, but that's just how it was in the original, and I really liked it in the original, but it'll be fine for this version. So I do 2 paper layers on both photos. This one has the heart paper, and then I also do that chevron paper, just to give it a little bit more contrast on the outside edges, on the final outside edges. And then on the other one, I do the black polka dot as the main frame, and then the heart, the smaller heart pattern, as the secondary layer. And you'll kind of notice that the photo of my boyfriend has the light then dark, and then the one of me is dark then light. I just thought that would provide more contrast when they're on top of each other. There's not any particular reason I did the one way over the other. You also know that I didn't go with the heart pattern on this pattern paper. I just kind of put it the other way. I just figured there'd be a bigger piece of pattern paper left over to work with if I pushed it the other way instead of the way the hearts actually went, if that made any sense whatsoever. And the reason I gutted that raspberry paper in the beginning was so that I could put a layer underneath my photos. So I do that, and I overlap the photos there. I always think that gives the scrapbook page a more organic look, and that's what I tend to prefer. And since the subject's the same thing in both of these photos, I decide to overlapping them's fine. There's nothing we're missing in either of the photos. Here I grabbed some of my Freckled Fawn washi tape. This is a beautiful grid washi tape that I absolutely adore. I used to use this all the time. But it does sort of have it's not a white washi tape, it's more of a clear washi tape with the black pattern on it. And it's got like a grid with then like these little diamonds inside. It's very unique. So I decided to put a strip of that underneath my photo, and then you'll see that I pulled out that I Heart You title piece from that Jen Hadfield sticker set, and that ends up being my title. There's no particular reason why it was my title, it just kind of happened and I liked it. We have tons of photos of the White House and us visiting the White House from this day, so I'm not particularly like every page has to say White House. This is just a really fun adventure we had, and that's the title that I ended up working with. I do pull out these adorable like felt flowers. Now these were given to me by a pen pal, and I finally got to use them, and they're sort of that raspberry, like deeper raspberry color, and I thought they would work great on this layout because of that. And I did glue down all of those circles off screen because it was very tedious and annoying, but you'll see that they overlap quite a bit, and again in no order for the overlap other than some of them got ripped when I punched them, so I wanted to make sure I covered up those rips with other circles. So that's kind of how they got layered in that way so that they work nicely. And then I'm going to work on some clustering. I do have that cluster starting to build underneath my photos with the washi tape and the sticker from the crepe paper set. And then I also have those felt pieces pulled out, those little like raspberry flower shapes that I definitely want to highlight. Here I'm debating using some of my other embellishments that were part of my February How to Kill a Kit with Style kit. Again, I didn't mean for all these to run late, it's just February is a short month and I ended up creating a lot more than I intended, and I know you guys wanted to see all of the layouts I did create in film, so I'm trying to get them up in March. But don't worry, there are more March projects coming. I'm trying to intermix them so you guys can enjoy them all month long. I do pull out these Reset Girl stickers. I pull out 2 pink hearts from that set. They just matched like the raspberry tone, and I do bring in some other pinks later on, which helps tie those in, but I do end up making those into clusters, which helps later on as well. And I do a lot of mini clusters on this one. Like I don't use so many die cuts, but I do try to use a bit. Now here I use some photo corners. These are almost a raspberry color. They're a little bit maroon compared to the raspberry background paper that I'd used, but I still enjoy those photo corners from Heidi Grace, and I wanted to make sure I used them on this layout. And then here I had some trouble sticking down these felt pieces. I never know what to use for felt, so let me know if you guys have any recommendations for adhesive I should use when I'm trying to adhere felt. I'm always interested in knowing what you guys use. I dip outside of my stash kit with this puffy sticker set from Heidi Swap. I have this perfect puffy sticker that's the same color as this felt, and it says happy, so I end up pulling that out. And these are Heidi Swap puffy stickers that were, I believe, from Joann's, and I love those sets. And I also pulled out this puffy sticker, which is a beautiful camera that has that maroon color as well as a deeper like plum color, which again ties in with those felt flowers, so I enjoyed using that. And to help build out those little mini clusters I was talking about, I end up pulling out these Tim Holtz word phrase stickers. I think these are very nice, and I think they end up bringing in the sort of contrast I needed to bring in more of that black, because I have black dotted throughout the layout, but I think having these lines of black help bring it all together. And again, I glue those with those adorable pink hearts I had pulled in earlier. So once I have those adhered down, and I wish I remembered what they said, but I don't have the layout next to me while I'm doing this voiceover, but I do love how those came out. I think they added a nice sort of horizontal aspect to the layout, as well as that contrast that I needed from the black color. And again, I put those with the hearts, so it kind of built out those clusters. But that's it for this layout, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. It is pretty plain, but I like that circle element on the left-hand side. Let me know if you've tried anything like that before. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more scrapbooking videos and so much more. And I guess I will see you guys next time. Bye!